True to New York sports, what is going on? It is Lou DiMartino here with Boogie Hollis and our special guest today, Miss Amelia Berger. Amelia, what is going on?
Hi, everybody.
How's it going? Welcome to the show, episode number 28 today. We are officially 7 months into the show, so thank you, Amelia, for joining us. You are making True New York sports history, okay? You were the first female guest on the show, so yes. Congratulations.
Thanks for having me.
Right.
What's up, Vinny?
What's up, Vinny? What's going on, Uncle Ben? So, welcome to the show, Amelia. But before we get into anything, Amelia, if you don't mind, please tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us who your favorite teams are, who you represent, and that way some people get to know you a little bit more.
Well, my favorite team, first and foremost, the New York Mets. I bleed orange and blue. Big Giants fan, big Rangers fan, and I gotta say something that you guys probably don't talk about much. I love my horse racing, and the Kentucky Derby's coming up. So
that is true. Yeah, we do not talk. That is usually not a New York topic per se. But I understand. No, I know you're big.
Chris said hi, Amelia.
Yeah.
Hi.
Chris says hello. Okay, cool. All right. Well, Amelia, again, thank you for joining us. Hopefully, our fans see us a little bit more, and that we're being diverse, right? We have Amelia Berger here wearing one of our True New York Sports shirts that you could purchase on our True to New York Sports website, okay? So take a look. We just got our new Nets and KNIKS shirts. But all right, Boogie Hollis, what is our first topic up for today on episode number 28? And let me guess.
One of the hottest topics in New York right now. Is it time to panic for the Yankees?
So before we get into anything, I wish I had like a giant red button to calm down all the Yankee fans, because pump the brakes, guys. Calm down, okay? It's not time to panic. Before I get into things, I want to see from a Mets fan perspective, Amelia and Boogie, tell me, what do you see when you see the Yankees right now?
What do I see?
Yeah.
You want to know what I see?
Show me what you see.
First of all, I'll let Amelia take this first. Then I'll tell you what I see.
All right, tell me.
What I see is a lack of offensive production. The Yankees have in the past always been notorious for home run hitting, not necessarily some small ball. So I think they're relying too much on the power hitting and not doing enough to score runs and win games.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Very true.
If you want my take on this Yankees situation, I'm going to tell you straight up, bro.
Not really, but okay.
I'm going to tell you straight up, bro.
All right, tell me.
This is not a shock of what's going on as far as the pitching is concerned, because we discussed this before the season started, that the pitching is not up to par. After Cole, what do you really got? I mean, you're relying on a Kluber, you're relying on Teon, the guys that didn't even pitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are rusty. You're taking a chance on these guys when you're trying to win a division. You're favorite for a division, and that's what you're trying to do. So now what happens? You got a whole bunch of guys that are struggling on offense. So now if your pitching is not good and your offense is not good, what do you got? On top of this, something that we haven't discussed, your fielding. The Yankees' fielding is horrendous.
Disgusting.
That is true.
So right now you're putting a bad product on the field. Like, I don't care if it's early, I don't care if it's late, you're putting a bad product on the field. So because it's one thing when you're playing hard, you're doing all the right things, the necessary, plays on the field and losing games. That's one thing. But when you're just outright playing bad to where the fingers are being pointed at Boone to, why is Hicks batting third? Who else is going to bat third? There's nobody else hitting on this team. The only person hitting is your backup catcher when Cole's pitching. That's the only person that's hitting. So if your whole team ain't hitting, your whole team ain't fielding, and only one pitcher is pitching, what do you expect? Of course you're going to have the worst record in the American League. So now it's a matter of, is it time to panic? You should be worried at least. I mean, I know you're the mighty Yankees. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we win when it matters, blah, 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 blah. But, dude, y'all are playing so bad, you got to have some type of concern of what are you guys doing right now? I mean, call me crazy.
Yeah, Chris is right. The Yankees are playing so bad, Jay Bruce even retired.
Bro, the guy was begging to be in the league. He said, you know what? I've had it. I'm out.
All right, so listen, here's why as a Yankee fan, you can't panic right now, okay? On paper, you still have one of the best teams in the AL, Okay, on paper. I understand that they have to perform. I understand that. But on paper, you have one of the best teams in the AL. 2 years ago, the Yankees started off the season 5-8, and they finished the season at 103-59. Okay, I'm not saying that that's going to happen again, but also last year, the Yankees were almost the bubble. We're below the bubble with like 10 games to go, and they won the last 8 out of 10 games to get that 5th seed for the playoffs, right? So I am not worried yet. I know the team isn't the same team as they were last year. We really didn't get any extra new pieces, you could say, this year, except for like 2 extra starting pitchers, and we lost Tanaka. I get that, but it's still super early in the year. Okay, if this was the All-Star break, I would be super worried. Okay, if this was the All-Star break and the Yankees are 10 games under 500, I am panicking. You can't panic right now. And the same thing goes with you Met fans too, who are like, oh my God, the Mets are first in the division. Whoa, we're going to win the whole thing. Like, you guys are only 11 games in, and the Yankees are only 15 games in. So I wouldn't go too crazy just yet that the Yankees are about to drown and that they're going to be the last in the division. I would put my entire life savings that the Yankees don't finish last in the division. Okay, they don't finish with the worst record in baseball.
Finish last cannot be what you're aiming for.
No, the aim is the playoffs.
Like Eric Smith said, you guys can't be paper champs, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
On paper, you might look good, but at some point, you're gonna have to make a move. Like for instance, you tell Clint Frazier that he's gonna start out in the outfield, right? So he goes 0 for 12 or something like that. You put Brett Gardner in, right? So now you got Brett Gardner playing in place of a younger dude that's trying to learn the game, or at least, you know, get some type of consistency on the major league level when you got Hicks not batting good neither. You know what I'm saying? So
Hicks.
What I'm saying is Hicks, right? He's a guy who's not trying to make contact. The guy looks at too many pitches in the third spot. The third spot is supposed to be your best hitter. You got Aaron Judge, you got Stanton, you got guys that are better than he is, and he is your third batter in the lineup. That can't be good.
Right. Oh, by the way, I think Amelia got knocked out. We got to send her another link. I think.
And
listen, I'm not saying that there she goes. I'm not saying that the Yankees are going to finish last. I'm just saying that the way that everyone is talking about the Yankees, like true Yankee fans, oh, this season's done. This season's over. They might as well
winning the division is your season. Anything less than that is a bust. So you can't tell me, oh, we're not going to finish last and blah blah blah. I don't want to hear that as a Met fan.
I am just saying.
I definitely want to hear that. And, you know, all these games are important. I don't like when people say, oh, it's only the beginning of the season. Well, guess what? When you lose so many games early in the season, even if you go on a winning streak, guess what? It's a season of streaks. So
yeah, but the other way could happen too, though, right? The other way could happen. You can win. You could be where the Los Angeles Dodgers are right now, 13-3. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the season, you lose 10 games in a row, and now you're 13-13. And then again, everyone's going to say, "Is it time to panic?" Right? It's just one of those things. I just think it's too early to listen. I know there was also spring training, and the Yankees did very well in spring training, right? And I know it's completely different than what we're having now,
which I already told you was going to happen,
right? But all I'm saying is that I think Yankee fans need to let them get their groove a little bit.
But let me ask you a question. Do you think Cashman takes any hit on this? Like how Chris said, you guys all of a sudden, like, he don't want to be like his dad and spend a whole lot of money. He want to act like he's a small market team. So instead of getting the people that he did need, he cut prices by getting them cheap pitches that you guys picked up. You know what I'm saying? Like taking.
But who is big on the market besides Trevor Bauer?
Well, why didn't you get Trevor Bauer? It's not like you didn't have the money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I honestly think that was an agent thing. I think Trevor Bauer didn't want to come here.
I'm saying, but what about the rest of the free agents that was out there? There was free agents out there to be gotten, and people that wanted to be Yankees, but I guess the purse, they was trying to stay under that tax thing. So why are they worried about the tax thing? That's not the Yankee way.
No, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that either, though. I honestly think also that the Yankees were too focused on signing DJ LeMahieu this season, because if you remember, that took
they lowballed them, though. You see what I'm saying? Why are you lowballing everybody? I mean,
no.
It was a good business.
They could have easily tried to go after somebody else easily. I mean, look at the Mets. They tried to do it.
No, but listen. You know what? I don't even think that they lowballed. I don't even think they lowballed DJ LeMahieu. Listen. I think DJ LeMahieu could have easily gotten 5 years, $100 something million, right? In my opinion, because I think a team would have taken him for that. I don't think it was offered. By his stats, he deserved it.
Look at him now.
Right?
They
Right.
don't serve anything now.
No, I know that, but that's what I'm saying is that if the original plan with DJ LeMahieu was 5 years, 125 million, and then he got 6 years, 90 million from the Yankees, that means that he wasn't offered that anywhere else. Because if he was offered that somewhere else, he would have taken it.
Yeah, but what if he did take it? Then how bad would the Yankees look now? If they lost him, oh man, it would have been an uproar. Because you really didn't get nobody else, so you had to retain the guy that you already had, the only bat that you only had.
Well, and that's why, in my opinion, right now, is that I know people are saying that Aaron Hicks shouldn't be batting third. DJ LeMahieu, in my opinion, right now, should be batting third to try to get some some guys on base for the 4, 5, 6 hitters that can try to drive in those runs. Because DJ LeMahieu batting first does nothing for us right now if there's nobody on base to get him in because everybody's not hitting. So that's in my opinion. I think you move since Brett Gardner is starting now, you move Brett Gardner to the first spot. You have him bat lead off right now. You do Gardner, Judge, LeMahieu.
Oh, so you want Gardner in the lineup?
Yeah, no. Right now, I think you do. Yeah, I think you do right now because Cliff Frazier hasn't. Listen, he hasn't been hitting.
Yeah, but nobody's hitting. That's the point.
That's right. Nobody.
That's the point. Nobody.
No, I know, but he was over whatever.
Second base? Who's that second base? Who's your second baseman? Didn't you pick up a guy?
Oh, you're talking about Odor.
Odor, that dude's terrible.
From Texas. Yeah, they just picked him up.
You picked him up. He's terrible. Like, what are you guys doing? Pick up somebody
that has game-winning hit. He got a game-winning hit. No, Odor was an all-star a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago. Kluber, a couple of years ago. Right? Like, you keep all these
the Yankees are known for that. The Yankees are known for that. And the Yankees
they're known for getting the top flight free agent. That's what they're known for.
Yeah.
They're not known for doing this.
No, the Yankees are
the Mets are known for doing this.
The Yankees always sign people who are later in their prime. That's always
what
are you talking about?
No. That's what the Mets do. That's the Mets MO.
Yankees
have
done it too.
It's to sign people past their prime.
The Mets those players that are 35, 36, way past their prime.
What is your problem, bro?
Yankees have done that though. Yankees signed Teixeira past his prime when he played with the Angels for a bunch. Yankees signed A-Rod right after he got. I know he got an MVP with the Yankees.
Was not past his freaking prime, though.
He was it, but he wasn't before his prime. You're saying that the Yankees signed everyone before their prime. They don't sign everyone before their prime.
He was still during his. He was still in his prime. Still in his prime.
Teixeira too. Teixeira was past his prime when he came with us too. He had great years with the Angels in Texas, and then he came over here.
Well, let's also remember that ballpark for left-handed hitters, old Yankee Stadium, new Yankee Stadium, somebody could be past their prime and still hit 25 home runs in that ballpark.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because didn't Cashman say that he don't need left-handed bats in his lineup? He could be right-handed dominant. Why would you say something that stupid?
Yeah,
I mean, you have a stadium set up for your left-handed hitters, and you say I don't need lefty bats. Like, what is that?
Yeah, listen. For Aaron Judge, I mean, that's a good play for us because Aaron Judge hits all opposite field home runs anyway. But I'm just saying, yeah. Peyton, no way. Man, we're done with Peyton, bro. We're not talking about Peyton anymore. I know Peyton sucks now. I like them in the beginning. We'll talk about Peyton a little bit. I know Peyton sucks.
Why don't we go to the winning team?
But
let's go to the winning baseball team. I'm tired of talking about all this losing. Let's uplift the room a little bit. Let's talk about some winning. No
Thank
games.
you, Steel. Steel's actually agreeing with me. Thank you.
No games, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
All right, let me. All right, Amelia, you start this off with your Mets. Go ahead. Tell us about how you feel.
Can I say the starting pitching, especially DeGrom,
The
Stroh show. That's right. Peterson looked much better his last start.
Who did?
Peterson.
Oh, because Lou, I think Lou didn't know who that was.
I never said I didn't like Peterson. Right. You guys are assholes. I've never said I like Joey Lucchesi.
Speaking of pitchers, can we give Taijuan Walker a few props too for the first 5-6 innings of his game the other day?
The other day, he's been pitching good for the season. Really, he's been pitching pretty good.
I believe he goes tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. In Chicago, if they play,
if there's no rain,
because some snow tomorrow, snow and some rain.
We can't get games because Mother Nature is against us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because God is a Yankee fan, not a Met fan. That's why the Yankees will finish on top. That's why the Yankees will finish on top.
All right, we'll see about that.
All I'm saying is this: you can talk all the trash you want about the Mets.
I know who Peterson is.
Let me tell you something, man. We're putting a winning product out there, and we're not even clicking with the offense yet. You know what I'm saying? We left a lot of runners on scoring position. You know what I'm saying? So we're not crisp offensively yet. But our leadoff hitter Nemo, who everybody
Brandon
wanted
Nemo.
Springer, Springer as our center fielder, and look what happened. He's
Springer.
hurt right now, right?
Nemo's leading the league, right, in batting average, I think.
Nemo on base
Nemo.
percentage, Nemo. So you know what I'm saying? We do it decently offensively, but we haven't clicked yet. But I'll
I
pick
think,
like Amelia said.
I think he's gonna
Diaz?
come around.
You
Alonso.
forgot about Diaz.
Oh
Diaz
yeah,
has
Edwin
been
Diaz,
lights
2
out.
saves in a row. Yes.
He has
yes.
been lights out. You know what I'm saying? That the other part of the bullpen still needs a little help. Like Castro is decent. You know what I'm saying? Giselman only got in there one time.
Giselman looked
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
on the weekend. Yeah.
Right. So, like I said, we're playing a decent baseball out there, and defensively we're doing pretty well as
Woo,
well.
outstanding.
You know what I'm saying?
Lindor's bringing a little energy to the team, a little freshness.
Yes.
And I know, our pitching, we have some good fielding pitchers on our team.
Yes, we do. Actually, our defense is so good. We won a game off defense. I'm going to play that right now.
Yes.
We won a game off defense.
Yeah, show.
And that's rare. You guys can see it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's running first pitch. McCann with the throw. Lindor
Got him.
the tag. He's out.
Look at Lindor.
Outstanding.
He was safe. He was safe.
Imagine winning a game like that.
He was safe, and didn't they do a replay? I don't think so.
He was safe.
Out.
That's right, Steele.
Listen. The Mets are playing great.
I win a
baseball.
game like that. Let's go.
But just so you guys know, Chris,
exactly on the first pitch, Chris. On the first pitch.
Pico, just so you know, Boogie was saying how he can't wait to ream you out. That the Yankees.
That's not what I said.
That the Mets are going to win a division and whatnot.
No. That's not what our argument was. Chris said that we're going to have 83 wins this year. We was going to scrape over 500. That's what he said. And we're going to struggle heavily in the
meeting. Chris might be underestimating that win total, especially if we could keep that defense going, because the offense is going to come around.
Exactly. We don't even have our offense yet, and we're winning. We put on winning.
Michael Conforto has started off a little slow. He's starting to pick it up a little bit. Alonso is hitting, not striking out as much, right? Can we at least give Alonso some love for not striking out so much? So we'll see
but what everybody else in the division though? You feel me? Like they're doing bad. We're not. So
listen. Again, you're only 11 games in. Met fans, calm down.
Okay, we're 11 games in, but I'm talking to an individual who said that we're going to finish 500. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking championship. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just having a debate.
The Mets is back, B. The Mets is back, B. That's what I think of when I see all these Mets.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You want Yankees? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, listen. He said 86. He's 86.
That's low, bro. 86 is not happening, bro. You said 83, but 86.
I say minimum 90.
That's what I was saying.
Boogie, no, Boogie. Last week you said
I said 92 or something like that.
You said high 90s, bro.
I said 90 plus. That's what I said.
No, you went high 90, then you changed it to 90 plus.
I said 90 plus, bro. You're out of your mind.
That's you guys. How about this? Mets are gonna win 60 plus games. I'm right. I'm gonna be right.
Please.
I bet you $50.
Okay, bet me $50 if the Mets win 60 plus games.
They win 60. No,
I said 60 plus.
Oh, I thought you said ugly.
You think you're funny. You think you're funny, don't you? You think you're hilarious.
Listen. The Mets are playing very good baseball. There's no doubt about that. Obviously, Lindor brings some kind of energy to this team. But here's the thing, though, too, and that Steve says he makes a good point, too, is that next year, are you going to have Stroman? Next year, you're going to have Syndergaard. And these are things that I know you don't have to worry about right now, but come after playoff time, you're going to have to worry about. We got to see.
Think about this. I don't really look at it as a worry. And hear me out here. Stroman, he bet on himself by having a 1-year deal. So he bet on himself. So he's going to show out, or at least try to show out this year, right?
Yeah.
We have the money to pay him. Syndergaard, right? He's going to be a free agent. How much money could he possibly demand? And he didn't play. How many
last year?
He missed so much time. So how much money can he actually really demand? You know what I'm saying? Let's see what kind of season he's going to have when he does get back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That'll Conforto. I believe they're gonna make some type of deal for Conforto because he's kind of like the David Wright of now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's our guy, our farm guy. He's our team guy. He's our leader in the dugout. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, something like that. Now the other guys that, you know, the guys that are replaceable, I'm not even got that in my mind right now. You know
Now, here's my thing about Conforto, though. I don't know what kind of money he's going to be expecting, but he better start playing better if he thinks he's going to command a lot of money.
Oh yeah, this is hurting him big time, and I think that's what the pressure he's putting on himself right now because he feels that he has to perform really well to get the contract that he really wants. You know what I'm saying? Because doesn't he have one of them agents that really asks for a lot of money? Was it Falk or whatever? Like I forget. Not Falk. What's the baseball agent that's like the big time agent?
Oh, Boris.
Boris, yeah, he has
Scott Boris.
Scott Boris, yes, Scott Boris as his agent. So you know he's going.
Oh, Scott Boris he's gotten plenty of players a lot of money that probably don't deserve it.
Thank you, Freddie.
I mean, they've gotten a little overpaid. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But he definitely has to step it up to even earn what he thinks he deserves.
This is why Lindor didn't want to do this because he was going to put too much pressure on himself. You know what I'm saying, for contract, and that's
but he still got a lot of money.
Yeah, no, but he handled it. You know what I'm saying? Conforto wanted that same situation. You know, he didn't want to be thinking about contract and stuff like that. But, you know, it is what it is. You know,
look, the Mets are playing great baseball. Like I said, there's no doubt about that. Let's just hope they keep doing it. But here's the thing. DeGrom is not going to finish the year with a .64 ERA. They got to start hitting when DeGrom is
a .8, right?
0.8. Yeah. So they've got to start hitting the baseball when DeGrom is
and they will. They'll start hitting. I mean, listen, how many teams score like 9 runs a game to start the first couple of weeks of the season? There's not a lot of teams out there, unless maybe you're Philly, and they haven't even done it because their ballpark is like, you know, Yankee Stadium. The ball can fly out of there. I know the Red Sox are hitting. I don't know where that came from, but the Mets will be coming around.
Is that the same Red Sox that Lou said that we're not worried about them?
I'm not worried about the Red Sox.
I think so.
They won like 9 in a row, didn't they?
Didn't we see a comment from somebody, you know, before the show that the White Sox, Tampa Bay, and one other team were going to give the Yankees a run for their money? And Boston's the hottest team in baseball right now. You can't deny it. The Mets are right up there too.
Yeah, so, I mean, honestly, it's going to be for the AL. Listen, as a Met fan, as you guys are Mets fans, you're going against 2 of the top teams in the league with the Padres and the Dodgers. Come playoff time, right? Mm-hmm. That's the championship
and
there.
Tatis, so
right,
right. He'll be back. He's back, right?
The Padres have Yu Darvish, right?
Yu Darvish is not a top 5 pitcher in the league, Boogie.
Okay.
He's not a top 5
I'll tell you what, though,
league.
I've never really watched the Padres too much, but they seem to be doing things the right way. We'll see if they can sustain, this level of play. But they made some moves. They made quite a few moves in the offseason.
Got a very expensive infield. So.
Wait, hold on. Eric Smith, you think DeGrom is going to finish the year with a .64 ERA? Stop it.
Listen.
A 2. Maybe a little under a 2, but not a .64. I'm saying right now that then he cannot continue to have a .64 ERA.
Maybe not.
It could easily be under 2. Easily.
Under 2. He definitely could be under 2.
No, I agree with that.
This dude is looking so dominant, like barring injury. I mean, I don't know how.
Which we hope does not happen. Let's pray that doesn't happen.
Why would you even say that? You're going to put a hex on him, bro.
How was it even a discussion between him and Cole? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Do you know Cole was taken ahead of DeGrom in my fantasy team, my fantasy league, probably based on the fact that they thought the Yankees were going to win him more games. He was picked before DeGrom in my fantasy league.
Well, that's your first league's mistake for having wins as a category instead of quality starts. That's why you do quality starts for the pitchers.
Sorry, I don't run the league, so I don't know.
I'm just telling you.
But shout out to DeGrom with 9 strikeouts in a row.
He struck out the
Saturday, 9 in a row.
Yeah.
And can I say, well, here's another impressive stat: the Mets pitching staff, 17 of the 21 outs were all strikeout.
Yeah,
17 of 21 were strikeouts.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. No, it's crazy. Listen,
Freddie put a bet out there.
Yeah, Freddie put a bet out there. I got 100 to the first person that DeGrom doesn't finish under a 2 ERA. Oh man, Freddie, I don't know.
Anybody taking that bet?
I don't know. Stop.
I like
Yeah,
it.
no,
Oh
listen,
yeah, Eric. I spoke about
so-
Diaz. Yeah, because Diaz is on fire. Like let's put this in perspective here. Last year, he started to get better. You know what I'm saying? Because
down,
years ago, he
yeah,
was
later in the
atrocious.
season.
He
Later in the
started to
season.
get better. Now I think we're finally getting
Jillian.
we're finally getting a comfortable Diaz now. I think we're finally getting a comfortable Diaz. And if that's the case, then that makes that trade all
Well, I've always said though, and I saw this last week. They had him warming up, I believe, in a 4-run game. We had a 4-run lead, and they let him pitch, and that made me nervous. I'm not a fan of bringing in the closer if you're up by more than 2 runs. But you know what? He did it. He pitched well, and Saturday, outstanding. Saturday and yesterday.
Yep, he did. Diaz is killing it, man. I love it. I love it.
No, and listen. When 2 years ago, when we had a full season, and this was Diaz's first year here with you guys, he cost you guys a lot of games that year.
A lot. Games, yes.
So it's super nice to actually see that that you guys actually have a closer now. Because listen, a game is 9 innings, right? You need that 9 innings to finish games. And you need your closer. Every good team that wins a World Series has a decent to good closer. It's
and they
not
do.
like
Now,
can I ask you a question, Amelia?
Go ahead.
I wanted to ask you a question. Do you think Stroman can maintain this greatness that he's doing right now?
I think he can. I don't want to see anybody say anything about pitch counts and too many innings. I hate that. I hate it. Look at DeGrom. Look at his first start of the season.
Yeah, sometimes.
He could have easily pitched another inning. And Stroman's pitch count, even though I don't like talking about it, was low yesterday. Yeah.
It was low the time before that too. And he went almost a distance. I think in an interview he said that he takes pride in going deep in his game. So
right.
Which is great because and back to what Lou said about, relief pitchers. We just got to get those middlemen, that if they're coming in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning, they got to make sure that they get the ball to Edwin Diaz if we got to take our starters out after 5 and 6 innings.
Yep.
Chris made a good point there. Diaz was like how we treated Randall last year. We
wanted him out of town.
And all of a sudden he got good. Yeah, you're right.
And Eric Smith says one last question, then we'll move on to something else because I think we're spending a lot of time. But Eric Smith says, so who gets paid if you have to pay Noah or Diaz? I think the obvious choice is Diaz right now.
Well, Diaz would get paid. Well, I think we would pay both of them, but I think Diaz would get.
But if you had to pick one, I think Noah's barely pitched the last 3 years.
I don't think you pick a closer over a starter.
I don't think you can, but also I want to see what Syndergaard brings to the table. For the 2.5 months that he's going to pitch this year. You got to wait and see. Who do we have in the farm system? Can we, let Noah go? That's another question. Do we have young talent, down in the minors?
If Noah's anywhere near where he was before, I don't see letting Noah go. So I don't see that. I'm a fan of his too. So
no, listen. I'm not doubting the potential that Noah Syndergaard has. My problem is that the guy gets hurt every single year, like every year.
Injuries are a problem. I don't know why that seems to happen all the time.
You know why? Because he's a 6'8" lanky bastard, and that's what happens when you're But the only successful pitcher that I know that was over 6'8" was Randy Johnson. Every other pitcher that I've known that was that tall to pitch, they always have some kind of problem.
By the way, can we talk about something I just discovered yesterday? Because I thought DeGrom was taller than 6'4". And I'm reading things online. I'm like, he's only 6'4". He looks as tall as Syndergaard.
Yeah, because he's a skinny little piece of shit. That's why he's a skinny little thing. Wow. He looks taller. That's why. That's why CC Sabathia. Nobody knew CC Sabathia was 6'8" because he weighs 300 pounds.
People who knew about him knew he was 6'8" because he played basketball. So
right. But
that is true. Yes.
Yeah. But Thor is still a tall dude. He's 6'7". I thought he was 6'9". He's still a tall dude.
6'7".
All those tall guys, I swear, they always have problems, knee problems, elbow problems.
But see, Thor has problems because he does his own workout regimen, and it's not pertaining to baseball activity. That's his problem. Yeah. And management try to tell him stop doing it.
Before we leave the baseball subject, can we talk about one more thing about the Mets and the fact that DeGrom is probably their best hitting pitcher that we've had in quite some time? Always trying to help his own cause when he's on the mound.
Your best hitting pitcher is DeGrom probably since Mike Hampton was a Met. back in
Mike
2000.
Whoa. I guess you forgot about Bartolo Colon.
Colon.
All right?
Oh my God!
Relax.
He had one home run. He had one home run.
Whoa, I'm sorry. How many did he? I think a few more than one. Harvey, I know, hit a couple. Syndergaard did have two though. That game in LA.
I think Ron Darling had a couple of home runs. Gooden had home runs.
Syndergaard went yard twice in LA. I remember that game.
Had some good hitting.
Didn't Bartolo Colon have one home run?
Yes.
But home runs aren't the only thing pitchers can hit.
No, but the guy.
Bartolo's terrible, but he
was bad.
Yeah, he's bad, but that was like a monumental home run right there, bro. So
that's home run in San Diego. That was something else.
That was monumental.
That was the best.
Thor too. Thor can hit as well.
Yeah, but
like I said, those two home runs in LA that game. Yeah.
Even Wheeler, when we had Wheeler and Matz, like them dudes was hitting too.
Matz was a good hitting pitcher.
Mike Hampton hit like 8 home runs one year. I think.
No, he did not.
He has like 8 to 10 career home runs.
Maybe he hit like 3 or 4.
Career.
Yeah.
Okay, but they didn't hit 8 home runs in the season.
No. Mike Hampton was a really good hitter. Hampton was a really good hitter.
He was. All right. No. Let's move on to the other winning orange and blue team. Are the Knicks the real deal, or this is a fluke of the schedule? Talk to me, Lou.
Boogie. The Knicks are the real fucking deal, Boogie.
Especially
especially when Braden Randall is here. When Braden Randall is playing basketball. Listen, that team yesterday was down 7 points with 2 minutes to go against the New Orleans Pelicans. And they came back to tie it. They won the game in overtime. They're now 4 games over 500. This is legit team.
They're pushing for a playoff spot.
Right. The Knicks are back, B. The Knicks are back.
I think we're in the playoffs. I think there's nothing keeping us out of the playoffs. We're in the playoffs.
I know Biggie and I spoke about this. The electricity at the Garden, even though obviously there's only a certain number of fans.
You hear it.
It's been a long time. It's been a couple of years for both teams that play at the Garden.
Awesome.
Right. Awesome. Listen, not for nothing. Even when the Knicks went to the playoffs 5 years ago when Carmelo Anthony was on the team, the electricity that the vibe that the Knicks had, like Knicks fans have, was not as crazy as it was now. Because everyone knew that the Knicks weren't exciting. They had Carmelo Anthony. They had a couple of worn-down all-stars. And we knew that the Knicks weren't going anywhere 5-6 years ago. Now, we have a young team. We have hungry players. We have a team that's literally they're fighting for every game. Every game they're playing. They're not trying to give away anything. And they're playing phenomenal basketball. They are a lot more fun to watch than the Brooklyn Nets right now. Even though the Brooklyn Nets are in second, are almost atop of the conference. I'm sorry to say, because no one expected this. They're already 12 games over the amount of games that Boogie Hollis said that they were going to win for the whole season.
Okay? I told you I stood corrected, and I'm happily corrected.
They've been a pleasant surprise this year. A pleasant surprise for sure.
And it's so nice to see.
Yo, Thibodeau, man. Yo, much props to Thibodeau, and I say that because he has a lot of parts that he's getting value out of that nobody else can find value out of. Like, let's take Nerlens Noel, for instance. The guy's bounced all over the league.
Beast.
He's bounced all over the league. He was drafted to be that guy as far as defensively anyway, and he didn't fit anywhere. But this system, a defensive system, is making this guy like he's going to get some type of contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy's always making a key block. He's boxing out in his frail. He's frail, but he still boxes out. He makes a difference. He's actually a rim protector, something that we got in Robinson. But with Robinson being hurt, man, was that a nice fill-in step up. So, like I said, much props to the organization for continuing having depth there, because Taj Gibson was in street clothes. He was sitting in his living room watching the Knicks in Brooklyn, and then they called him up, said, "Yo, you want to be our third string center? We might need you." Sure. Boom.
And then Mr. Robinson gets hurt, and then
it's the difference right there. You know what I'm saying? Then Thibodeau begged for Derrick Rose to come back here, right? Oh, Derrick Rose is washed up. That's what people in Detroit were saying, right? So, I mean, obviously he's not the MVP.
Listen, I thought the same too. I thought Derrick Rose was kind of washed up, but listen, we can sometimes eat our words, right?
And now look what happened. Thibodeau is putting him in a position like he's arriving off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Where he can do his instant offense. But what's not being spoken about is his defense. the guy's playing some defense too. Now he's not known for a defender, but the dude's blocking 3-point shots. He's getting key steals, and he got that veteran IQ that you need at the end of a game, like that pass he threw to what's his name? What's the 3-point guy name? What's his name escaping me?
Oh, Alex.
No. The other one with the dreads.
Oh, Emmanuel Quickly.
No, with the dreads.
Bullock.
That pass he did to Bullock to tie the game. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the interview of Stan Van Gundy, but Stan Van Gundy was upset. I'm talking about arms folded, mad. And he tried not to throw his players under the bus, but he threw his players under the bus. He said, yo, in that play, I told him, if Derrick Rose drives, I want you to foul him. And I want nobody to give up a 3. So what did they do? Bledsoe said it himself. He said, yeah, I was supposed to foul. He didn't foul Rose, right? That's number one, because they were down 3. So they needed a 3, not a 2. So it didn't matter if Rose laid the ball up, right? So he didn't foul him. And then what's Lonzo Ball do? He tries to help out. He reaches over to Derrick Rose to help out, leaving Reggie Bullock wide open, the 3-point specialist. He left the 3-point specialist wide open after Stan Van Gundy
definitely can't do that.
So thank you for not executing in the game to let us get our win and continue our 6-game winning streak. Thank you, Pelicans.
No, it's crazy too. Oh, and by the way, Brian Letts said Hampton had 7 bombs in 2001 up there.
All right, I said 3 or 4. You know, we were all.
I said 7 or 8. All right, sorry, I had to say that.
You said 8. I thought 3 or 4. You know, it's been a long time. That's 20 years ago already.
No, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I just had to bring that up. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna troll here a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna troll here. So I've been saying since day one that Derrick Rose should be the starting point guard for the New York Knicks, and that Alfred Payton should be on the bench.
What's wrong with you?
No, listen.
Amelia, this guy was so infatuated with Payton.
Alfred Payton.
He started having followers on Facebook going with him with this Payton thing. Now all of a sudden, I don't hear it anymore. I don't want to
listen.
But feel free to tag them if you would like to. Well, I won't put them on blast. But why?
No, listen.
At the end of the games.
Listen, having Alfred Payton is not a bad thing to have on the bench. He's obviously not the reason why the Knicks are doing well, but there have been a couple of games that Alfred Payton has helped out the Knicks. But obviously, the right move right now for the Knicks is to have Derrick Rose play. My thing with Derrick Rose is that I do think, and I agree with some of our players correctly, that shut up, Nico. That we do need to give Derrick Rose a little bit of a break because he is older, and I don't want Derrick Rose to get burnt out come playoff time because that's when we're going to need Derrick Rose the most, right?
They put Frank Ntilikina in over Payton. That should tell you everything you need to know about Alfred Payton, okay?
Yeah.
So anytime I hear about this Alfred Payton thing, watch, he's gonna score 20 points the next game, and then I'm gonna get tagged over here and there. Oh, I told you, Alfred Payton. I told you.
No, listen, Alfred Payton. First off, Nico, Alfred Payton was a good fantasy DraftKings person in a lineup 4 years ago because he was only like $5,000.
Yeah,
he was only like $5,000, and he gets you like 30 points total, and that's what you need.
Please don't tell me it's more than 5,000 now.
Oh no, probably not. No, I haven't done basketball in a while, but he's definitely probably like a $3,000 to $3,500 player. And and that's another thing too. Quickly, and that's why Boogie, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Is that you said at one point that Quickly should be starting. This was before we got Derrick Rose. You know that Quickly should be starting.
Rose, I felt like Quickly needs to get that time in. You know what I'm saying? Like because they're putting him. I mean, they're trying to groom him to be a better facilitator, and he's actually getting better at it.
He's getting better.
That tears drop is starting to not fall as often now. So
he's also taking too many shots. If you ask me,
but if he's coming off the bench, that's his job. His job is to take shots. You know what I'm saying? Because if he's not taking shots, then Tibbs is going to sit him down because he's there for offense.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's what he's there for. Now,
you got to produce, or else you're going to the bench. I mean, that's my thought.
Exactly.
Alfred Payton.
This is my question to you guys, right? Now, the Knicks have a whole lot of contract stuff to deal with at the end of the season, right? Extending Randall's contract or giving him a big. Should you pay him max deal, right? That's one thing, right? Now you got Alex Burks, right? You got Noel, you got Rose, you got all these guys that were on 1-year contracts, right? Do you bring them back, and how much do you bring them back for? Now, I say this because you see how important Alec Burks has been, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't played. Now what happens? The next man stands up. Reggie Bullock and Rose stood up in his place. So it's not like these players are irreplaceable. But with this system, because to me, I think that they're this good because of the system that Thibodeau put in place. Because if you put these guys anywhere else, I think they're just going to be what they were before they got here.
Right, I agree.
So, to me personally, I wouldn't overpay for Nerlens Noel or overpay for Burks, you know what I'm saying, or Rose, because they're replaceable to me. You know what I'm saying? Randall, I think you have to pay that guy.
I mean, but listen, Randall is putting up $40 million a year numbers. Simple as that. That's what he's doing right now. He's putting up the numbers. He has better numbers than some players who have max contracts now are putting up. Yeah. So it's really hard to not say to Randall, hey, listen, I'm going to give you 3 years, $120 million right now. And I think he'd take that in a heartbeat.
Right.
So I think you kind of have to. And listen, here's the difference. If the Knicks don't have Rose, right? I think the Knicks, maybe they lose another game or two, right? But if the Knicks don't have Randall right now, this team is not even a 500 team. Simple as that.
That's true.
So yeah. And that's a difference there where it comes to these, right? He's sure playing like one, but that's the difference I think right now is that as a Knicks manager, the first thing that you got to do at the end of the season, Randall, take this extension right now.
I was about to say, lock him up. You got to keep him.
Yeah, you got to keep Randall. You have to keep Randall because if there's Randall's, I don't care. Whatever Thibodeau and Randall have going on right now, it's working. It's working, and it looks great. And they look a lot better than the other side of New York does right now because Mr. KNIKS' success is to take the easy way out. Kevin Durant got hurt again. And
not a major injury, though. Not a major injury, but yes, he had to leave the game again.
He had to leave the game again, right? So he'll probably be out for another 3 weeks, right? Because
whoa, relax. Maybe a couple of games, maybe.
But
come on, contusion.
They've been calling Mr. Glass. Am I correct?
Listen,
they do call Mr. Glass.
Boogie made these things. Are these injuries catching up? He made that yesterday. Kevin Durant got hurt last night. So perfect thing. Boogie. Are these injuries catching up to the Nets?
I say they are because the reason why I say that is though the top 3 players still only played 7 games together, right? So now with that being said, it looks like them trying to get the first seed is going to be. I think they only got like 10 games left. I don't think it's going to happen because Philadelphia is playing good basketball. Embiid is playing amazing. So. These guys keep getting hurt, not playing. I think James Harden is on his way back. Kyrie Irving, he takes his sabbaticals. So it's like these guys aren't consistently getting what they need. And as you can see, they can't continue beating top tier teams with just Kyrie Irving playing by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like it just can't happen. And you saw what happened in the last game against the Heat. Like I'm gonna actually replay that. I'm gonna show you the difference of having this type of team with the Heat.
Yeah, Nico, you say they're all back next week, and then what happens? Kyrie Irving has a bar mitzvah to go to, and he's out for 3 games.
Well,
all right, so here we go.
Amelia, you can say what you're gonna say right after this play.
Okay. Here's Kyrie. End of the game. Bad shot. They get the rebound.
20 seconds to go. And Miami.
This is how you close a game
can
out.
Run it down. Adebayo against Green. 8 seconds. Bam. Facing up. Gonna run it down. He goes with it. Adebayo for the win. Adebayo! Count it. Dade County. How do you like?
Now.
That's a bad loss for them. That's a good win for the Heat and a bad loss for the Nets.
Yeah, they was talking trash about his little pull-ups too. That's why he felt some type of way when Bam did that. But in the interview, Kyrie even said, "You know what? Shamet was on fire. I should have passed it to him." So that's showing you that he didn't really have the trust in a guy who's on fire. So that's because his main guys aren't there. So this is the type of thing that might happen when his main guys are there. You know, is he going to make the right decisions? Because when it comes down to clutch time and you're playing against good teams, you got to know what to do. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be no excuse when you got Durant and Harden on that team. So this is gonna catch up to them. All these injuries are gonna catch up to them because
Durant,
injuries
Harden,
this gonna
and
happen.
LaMarcus Aldridge. How many games? How long was he in Brooklyn before he retired?
3
Right.
games, right?
Look at that. Exactly, Amelia. LaMarcus Aldridge retired because of irregular heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? So
But it's very unfortunate. But he came to the Nets and wasn't here very long.
No, it's unfortunate too because you also have to play a minimum amount of games to qualify for. Let's just say the Nets win the championship to qualify for a championship, and he doesn't have that. I think you have to play like 25 games on the roster. You have to be on the roster for at least 25 games. So, LaMarcus Aldridge just came to Brooklyn to try to win a championship, and unfortunately, he's not going to have that experience now. So it sucks, but listen, he might be able to come back. Give him the offseason. Maybe we'll see if people come in and out of retirement all the time. He could be just taking precautionary things because of his heart. Let him get on some medication. Let him feel a little bit better. Let him exercise with it. He might come back. He might come back.
How old is he? He's not that old, right?
He's 35.
35.
Oh,
That's
okay.
old in basketball.
In basketball, it's pretty old.
Yeah.
Well, I must say, look how old's LeBron now. I mean, you're telling me I feel old now.
LeBron doesn't
been in the
age.
league like 18 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
LeBron just
36.
doesn't age.
Where
Yeah,
did the time go?
It's crazy, right? It's
Yeah.
crazy. And LeBron James looks exactly the same to me that he did when he first came to the league, which is
Minus
He
hair,
was a
minus
big
hairline.
boy in high school. I remember seeing him on ESPN in high school. He was a big boy in high school. So
right. Oh, pause. Right. No, he is a tall dude. He is a larger male.
A very large, well built.
Well, she can say he's a big dude. I mean, that's her opinion.
No, but you know what? The only thing that's changed with LeBron James is that he gained some muscle weight and his hairline went to the back of his head. So
Now,
he's got the Lou DiMartino going.
Are the Nets going to replace Aldridge?
Who else is left? Who are they going to sign? Allen Iverson? They're going to bring Allen Iverson in. They're going to bring Mutombo in. Who are they going to bring? They already got. I think.
I don't think they needed the Kembe Mutombo, but I listen.
No, if they're not hurt, you don't need anybody else. If they're not hurt, you don't need it. You have Durant, you have Harden, you have Kyrie, you have Blake Griffin, who I know he's been also maintenance hurt as well. You have a bunch of guys.
Jordan still? They still have DeAndre Jordan, right?
You still have DeAndre Jordan, right? You still got Joe. You still got Joe Harris, right?
No, we talking about big men, though. We talking about big men.
Oh, talk about big guys. Yeah. But I think you're okay. You just got to make sure that these guys are healthy. Like you said, Boog, they've only played 7 games together. They've literally played almost 60 games. That means that they've only played out of the 60 games, they've only played a little over 10% of the time together. That's not good.
Right. Now, how long just because I've been busy the last couple of weeks. Harden, wasn't he out for personal reasons the other day? How many games
did he
miss?
Harden's
hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt.
But somebody was out, I thought, for personal reasons.
That's Kyrie.
Kyrie, okay.
Yeah, Kyrie just gets.
That's what he does.
He does. He takes time off. He's using his personal days at work like everybody else.
Can we just say real quick, this never happened like 30 years ago. You think Jordan and Pippen and Reggie Miller, like, how many games did they ever miss?
No, it's
not too many.
Oh, by the way, do you see Scottie Pippen's son passed away?
Yes. Oh, that was terrible.
His 30-year-old son got into some. I gotta pop up on my phone, but something happened to his 30-year-old son. He died.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
Yeah,
it's that was breaking news this morning.
Yeah. So it's crazy. So prayers and thoughts to the Pippen family, and also Anthony Bird from bowling passed away.
Yes.
So prayers to his family too. Crazy time.
That was surprising news.
Yeah, very. Yeah. But anyways, so we're gonna see what happens with NBA basketball, though. It looks like to me that the Brooklyn Nets will secure that number 2 seed. I think the 76ers will take it. I think you're gonna have your 76ers, Nets, Bucks. And then hopefully the Knicks.
You're right, Nico. You're right. Claxton. Forgot about him.
Yeah. And Jeff Green, right? Jeff Brown.
No, it's Jeff Green. It's Jeff Green.
Jeff Green. Right. So, but no, we'll see. But listen, before we go into hockey, I would love to see the Knicks be that 4th or 5th seed, because I don't want to see the Knicks play the Bucks, and I would love to see the Knicks play the Atlanta Hawks or someone like that for that first round, because at least it'll be more of a chance for them to win, because the Bucks are tough, bro. Listen, I know I said that they were going to be number 1 seed. They're going to probably be a 3rd seed. The Bucks are still a tough team. All right, they're a tough team. So
Yeah.
we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple more weeks.
All right, guys, just remember, end of the show, we're going to have plays of the week, so make sure you guys stay tuned. But right now, we're going to jump into some hockey. We talking hockey?
We're talking hockey.
Right.
For the first time, we are talking hockey, and because for the first time all season, the Rangers and the Islanders are both finally winning games together. And all the Rangers got to do is just play the Devils every game.
Whoa. First of all, the Rangers are one of the hottest teams in hockey, besides, unfortunately, the Boston Bruins, who they're chasing.
Yeah.
And the Islanders they got very lucky last night against the Flyers. I watched that game. That was some great goaltending. I'm gonna give it to them. Fabulous goaltending.
That's what she said.
Both sides.
Right.
Sorry.
You know
what I'm looking?
Speaking of goaltenders, we got to shout out our two goaltenders on the Rangers who have been fantastic lately. Georgie coming back from
Shesterkin with 2 shutouts in a row against the Devils.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then we got our other one who got his knee taken out, and he came right back in, Georgiev.
Yes.
So I think our goalies is doing pretty well.
And our young talent is playing really well. I mean, I have to say, I'm not a David Quinn fan. I thought hopefully he would get fired. They have been playing to save his job.
They're doing it.
But I mean, Kravtsov finally got his first goal. I mean, he's only been on the team for like a week and a half. They called him up.
Yep. Got the young boys playing.
Exciting things coming for the Rangers.
Got the young boys playing,
You know what's crazy? This is also all season long on either side of the KNIKS or Rangers. We haven't really heard anything about Dolan fucking up. You know what I mean? So, I mean, besides the Patrick Ewing thing in the Garden. But I meant as far as like team-wise goes, like usually when something bad happens with the KNIKS or the Rangers, it's fire Dolan.
And Dolan's been at all the games,
I know. I've noticed. I know. So I gotta give Dolan credit, right? Like they're playing good hockey and they're playing good basketball.
Giving Dolan credit. It's just giving Dolan credit for putting the right people,
in the right spots.
Yes.
Right? Because with the Rangers, he's always had the right people in play as far as the Rangers. That's why the Rangers are always like a respected organization. You know what I'm saying? I just find it very. I'm very happy to see that on both ends of the spectrum at the Garden, we got two teams that weren't projected to do anything this year, got young talent on both sides, and they're both making pushes for the playoffs. Because the bread man, Panarin, he's doing his thing. Buchnevich with the hat trick on his birthday.
I had said, I don't know if I told you, when Hedl got hurt, they'd been playing better at the beginning of the season. Hedl got hurt. And then they started gelling. He came back, and then the Russians try and take Panarin away from us.
Yep.
Now we did okay without Panarin. We beat the weaker teams, but we looked like garbage against the Caps, the Penguins. Panarin totally makes this team go. Makes everyone better.
He's one of the top players in the league, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
My opinion. So
yeah.
I'm just like I said, and the Islanders did us no favors. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get up into this playoff. I mean, this playoff push is going to be like
it's going to be insane. Like just like the KNIKS, it's going to be insane. With the Rangers trying to make playoffs.
We just need help. See, the thing is, the Rangers need help. The KNIKS got the destiny in their own hands. The Rangers need help, and they're playing well. They have a good record. That's why it's killing me right now.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I have to say, and a friend of mine brought this to my attention because I don't get to see their games. The Buffalo Sabres basically sold their team away. And they've been playing better hockey the last 10 days.
I'm trying to say that.
And Boston's got to play them 3 times. I don't think those are gimme games for Boston.
No, they're not.
Right. Didn't the Buffalo Sabres lose like 20 games in a row?
Yes, but they've been playing much better.
After they traded everybody away, they're playing better. Yep.
But is that listen, the Atlanta Hawks fired their head coach, and the Atlanta Hawks went 18-6 after firing their coach. Sometimes you just need a change for things to click.
But then the Devils gave up their scorers to the Islanders, and the Islanders still haven't offensively yet. So
we'll see what happens tomorrow. Big showdown tomorrow night.
That's right.
So Amelia, who in your opinion, who is the favorite to win the Stanley Cup this year? And do you think if the Rangers make the playoffs, they have a chance, or is this a one? If the Rangers make the playoffs, it's a one and done kind of deal.
I don't think if they continue to play the way they've been playing, and they're a pretty young team. I mean, Panarin's probably considered a veteran, and he's, 27, 28. I think they could make some noise in the playoffs. I know Carolina is a very, very good team. I know a couple of teams out west. Unfortunately, I don't get to watch them too much. They have like amazing records. And then you have the Caps and the Pens, who are always, going to be dangerous. But if Boston or the Islanders can start slipping a little bit, and the Rangers, keep winning, listen, they got to win 3 games, and maybe if they lose a game, win 3 more games. They can't afford to lose too many games going down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, this is also the time that this is like if the Rangers make the playoffs, right? This is gonna be the first time they make the playoffs too without Lundqvist in what?
I know,
in 10 to 15 years. So it's super weird to see, first off, the Rangers without Lundqvist in general.
And poor Lundqvist couldn't even play this year.
And he couldn't even play because of his heart condition. Right, he joined the Capitals, a team that's probably going to go far in the playoffs, and now he's not even on the team because of his heart condition.
But one more thing about
so
we do.
We got those Igor chants going at the Garden lately.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
He's earned those chants. Let me tell you, he's doing pretty well right now.
Yes,
right.
I'm very happy. Right. I'm very happy as a Rangers fan.
No, it's a good time for New York sports in general, except if you're a Yankee fan right now. And other than that, it's a good time for New York sports, which is nice, right? Because literally, I want to say 4 months ago, when there was no basketball, there was no hockey, there was no baseball. It was a horrible New York Jets team and a broken down Giants team that was like 1-6 at one point, and it was just a bad time for New York sports. And now it's the opposite. So it's super nice to see.
Well, we started off with the Giants capturing our hearts with the run at the end of the season.
You're right, correct.
Yes,
They did. They did. And listen, I'm happy with how the Giants did this year because I didn't expect them to even have a chance for the division. I know the division sucked. I'm not saying anything about that, but I was very happy with how it is. I'm very happy to see where they're going to draft. I'm happy to see where the Jets are going to draft. We're getting Zach Wilson and getting rid of Sam Darnold. I'm excited to see what's happening in football in general.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm sure you guys definitely going to delve into that next week, it being draft week and all.
Right, exactly. I can't wait to watch Trevor Lawrence put on that Jaguars jersey.
And I know we didn't really talk about football, but since you just mentioned it, can we please hope the Giants draft a wide receiver or a tight end who could hold on to the football? Is that too much to ask for?
I think they're probably going to go for that wide receiver. I think me and Lou discussed that last week. But I'm thinking that they're going to go for the wide receiver. We picked up Kyle Rudolph. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
As the other tight end, so we don't necessarily need a tight end because I don't think they're going to trade Ingram. But I think that they're going to get one of those wide receivers.
I think Ingram is your Gary Sanchez of the Giants, in my opinion. There's too much potential there.
He is terrible.
No, listen, Evan Ingram cost us 2 games last year.
2? I think more like 4.
Yeah, he had a couple of
he dropped
at
some
least 2
passes.
He had some key catches too.
But it's one of those things where I think the Giants just don't want to give up on him. So I think he's going to be number 1. And Kyle Rudolph is a little older now. Kyle Rudolph is going to be the blocker for Evan Ingram, in my opinion. I think the Giants draft a defensive tackle.
What if Evan Ingram?
I don't think so. I think they're going to go.
I don't think they need to touch the defensive line. But what if Evan Ingram doesn't have a good season this coming year? Then what?
Oh, he's gonna be gone. Yeah. The only reason why they're keeping him right now is because he was in the Pro Bowl. He was a Pro Bowl selection. How they gonna look cutting a Pro Bowl guy? You know what I'm saying? Even he was shocked that he was a Pro Bowler. So that's how
I was shocked he was a Pro Bowler.
He himself was shocked. So
right. But all right, we'll see what happens. We'll talk about that more next week with the picks. But let's go to our plays of the week.
Yes. There's some good ones.
Man!
So we're gonna be talking. We have what are we showing first this week, Boogie? What are we showing first?
Let's go. Let's start off with Miles Bridges, man. He's back. He's back on the map, man. Over the Trailblazers. That was a really, 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 really good dunk here.
Really good, and they were winning at this point too. Yes. I hate when the dunks are like.
Look at this.
Oh, the lane was wide open.
Do you hear the announcer going crazy? His mind is blown.
I don't. There's no sound.
Oh, there's no sound.
There was no sound. Yeah. No, but he's such a powerful.
He said, "My mind is blown." That's what he said.
Right. He's such a powerful, rim guy, right? Pause. He goes so hard to the basket every time I see him. Every time I see him, even the passes from Lonzo Ball before Lonzo Ball got hurt. Passes from Lonzo Ball, alley-oop, dunks. Bridges is he's a threat under the basket by far. Threat under the basket.
He's an exciting basketball player.
Very exciting basketball player.
Let's move on to the triple play in baseball.
Oh yes.
Joey Votto with the triple play, almost unassisted triple play. Almost unassisted triple play. We're gonna look at this over here.
You got the sound?
Yes.
And now the infield.
Yes.
In all around, save for Votto.
Joey Votto used to be a former NL MVP. He can't really hit that much anymore, but he still got
the glove. But he can field.
A rope caught by Votto. Makes the tag in the belly. And
now I know you're looking at it like, okay, double play, right? Nope.
Rosario in.
Rosario did not tag at third. So that means he's out of here. Unassisted triple play.
And they get the 3.
I think
you're never going to see that like that. Because he caught it.
Right. I think Rosario there thought the ball hit the ground.
He did. In my life. A bullet to first base. Joey Votto
caught it, tagged him,
and
the guy on third is out.
Because he didn't
tag.
He didn't tag.
Did he tag up?
No, he did not.
Joey Votto.
He did not tag.
Yeah, which is kind of, like I said, it's kind of nice to see Joey Votto get a play like that because you never see him on highlights anymore, right? Like he signed that huge deal with the Reds. He had the NL MVP year, and now you don't even hear about him. No one even drafts him in fantasy anymore. He used to be a first-round pick in fantasy, and now he's not even existing anymore as far as that goes. So it's nice to see Joey Votto get that triple play.
And then last but not least, whoever's a Met fan, you know what I'm going to play.
Yes.
You know what I'm going to play.
Oh.
Marcus Stroman, the showman, the Stro Show. Let's go.
Again, the 3-2. And Fuentes, it's a grinder behind them.
That was such a bad throw.
That just totally made my day.
That was bizarre.
See, you see that?
Tremendous
Bizarre.
Stroman behind the back.
Outstanding.
I
But he
that
threw it on 17
I like
hops
that.
to Alonso, and it barely trickled there in time.
Behind the
behind
back
him, he could
with
have
the
sat there and
fadeaway
thrown it,
to first.
but just got there in time.
See, he could have got his
I don't think
footing
I've
in
ever seen a
through
picture
bullet.
make this play. Not the
Look how dramatic
backhand,
this is, though.
but the flip and bounce.
5, 6, 7
Yo,
bounces.
shout out. Hold on. Shout out to the stretch at first base, though.
Yeah, by
Yeah,
Alonso.
Yo.
Alonso has to get a little credit too
Yo,
for
shout him out. That was great. That was
good.
hype. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. No, listen, and you need things like that to help build momentum and to help win games and stuff like that adds up.
See, but this is the thing. When have you ever had a Mets season when the highlights for the Mets is defense? McCann throwing somebody else to win a game, Stroman with the behind the back fadeaway. Like, yo, defense? Wow.
We talking defense?
Defense?
Oh, we're talking defense, all right.
Right, yeah. No, it's crazy. No, but look, again, Mets been playing great. You can't take that away from them. There's no New York games today at all. We got a little bit of a break today, which is okay. You know, we deserve a break once in a while.
Every once in a while, yeah, we gotta, recharge and get ready for the next games.
Well, I mean, the Mets usually play every 4 games anyway because it's between snow and COVID.
Well, like we said, we'll see if they play tomorrow. You know, we gotta check the Chicago weather.
But you know who's playing tomorrow? Everybody.
Everybody plays. So if the Mets aren't on, everybody has something else to watch.
Yep.
You can tune in and wear your brand new New York is Back B t-shirts. Or if you're a Net fan, the New York City Takeover Net shirt.
Wait, go back to the Knicks shirt real quick. Go back to the Knicks shirt. You're blocking Amelia right out.
Amelia. Sorry, Amelia.
I can't even see you guys because my screen is frozen. So I can't even see.
Okay, gotcha. Oh no, you were blocked. The picture blocked your face out. But anyways, guys. But Amelia, we want to thank you so much for being on the show with us today.
Thank you for having me. And listen, if the Rangers happen to sneak in the playoffs,
we'll have you back on. But we'll have you in a true New York Sport tank top.
All right, because I only have this T-shirt.
That's what I
wanted to talk to you guys about, which I'll message you about. Maybe some tank tops, some more women's clothing, please.
All right, fair enough. That's fair. That's what I like to hear. Right, yeah, exactly.
I will be in touch about that.
Okay.
Sounds like a
I'm
plan.
sure the ladies of True New York Sports would definitely appreciate that.
They would definitely appreciate that. I agree. But all right, guys, until next week, we want to thank you guys for tuning in with us with Boogie Hollis, Amelia Berger, and myself, Lou DiMartino. Until next week, guys, thank you very much. You guys have a good rest of your evening. Let's go Yankees. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Rangers. And
Let's go, Mets.
Let's go, man.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Amelia.